This podcast was produced on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation.
Welcome to Australia.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
This is kind of tragic.
Someone who is such a connoisseur of reality television.
The content is hideous.
So sorry about this. Oh my God.
This is The Cringe is Real, a reality TV recap podcast that probes the notion of the Australian culture cringe. I'm Sam Crimean, and I'm sick of getting paid $7 an hour at General Pants on the Gold Coast. I'm moving to Tokyo. She's back again to discuss this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Sydney, available Tuesdays on Binge. And my guest this week is life of the party and music industry maven, Stephen Wakefield. Stephen is part of the incredible team behind the scenes at Always Live, which brings 17 jam-packed days of live music across Victoria. He's also a fashion icon and loves a glass of throwing wine. Stephen Wakefield, welcome to The Cringe is Real.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled. I'm such a fan of this pod.
What has got you cringing this week?
Well, look, there's so much. I've really stressed about this because, as I said, I listen to this podcast every week and I feel like there's been so many good ones. What has got me cringing is Potomac. I love Potomac,
yes.
But what has got me cringing is the S02E08.
The voodoo drama?
Voodoo drama. It is, this is my favorite franchise and it's like,
mine
it's
too.
turned bizarro.
Oh, I'm really
And Wendy's
enjoying
all of a
it.
sudden like deeply Catholic.
No. Okay,
in
so
4 seasons?
I'm dying for Wendy just conveniently going, we're off to church again, kids. Remember how we always go to church?
It's
right
so
when her
good.
mum is being accused of being a witch.
And I mean, we do love a witch on Housewives.
Yes.
I mean, bring back Carlton Jebion.
Justice for Carlton.
Bring her
The
back.
spin-off.
I
We're
think
waiting.
Bring her back. We need her. We need her for sure.
Always Live.
Always Live.
We've just started.
That's right.
17 days of a lot. How are you
lot.
feeling? How are your energy levels?
Up. I'm up. We started with Christina over the weekend. And
Which
I feel like that
was
really set the mood.
Incredible.
In that we are just out there and
I feel like I was
dancing in the rain. And
baptized
it
in
was
that
religious.
rain.
It was a very religious experience. And I think it just was the most wild, dirty moment of our lives.
It was so
We lived.
Getting wet for Christina was, not on my bingo card for 2023, but I'm happy that it happened. And what are the highlights coming up in the program?
We've got quite a lot. So we have summer camp on the weekend
Yes.
with Jessie Ware and Trixie Mattel and Brooke Candy and lots of people
Yes.
coming over for that. It's going to be a big queer, diverse party. We have Blacktivism on Friday at the Art Centre.
Amazing.
And then J. Paul, Eric Prydz next week is going to be
Oh my God, I forgot
spectacular.
about that.
It's going to be a huge
That's wild.
visual
And we're having dinner
spectacular.
with Jessie Ware.
And we're having dinner with
Which
Jessie
is
Ware on
insane.
Thursday, which is so wild.
It's going to be
It's
like
very
our
exciting.
table manners fantasy.
I mean, I'm worried about what I'm going to wear.
What are you going to wear to Jessie Ware?
What I'm going to wear to wear.
I hadn't even thought about that.
I know.
Fuck.
I'm going to take inspiration from Caroline this week. And I'm
Damn,
gonna
that was my
strut
idea.
in a green crop top
and some
and jeans
I'm going to take inspiration from Kate this week and just wear jeans as a top.
and fishnet stockings.
Before we start, I'm going to crack open a little special something for this week's episode. I've got a bottle of sake here. It's from the Mutemuka Sake Brewery in Kochi. Shout out to them. They're a fantastic brewery. Just pouring us a little glass now.
It's very fitting, I think, with this week's trip to Tokyo. And we respectfully...
It is. We're going to respectfully... We're going to bow.
We're going to bow.
I'm going to choose. Ready? And... Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
It's quite... Oh.
delicious.
Oh, it's good. It's got... It's a bit funky.
Very
Some
natty.
Thoughts on the season so far as a whole?
It's good. I worry because I think everyone's name is Kerry.
Yes. On your way
really
here, Stephen's
struggled.
like, are they all called Kerry? I was like, yes.
They're all called Kerry. And the only one that stands out that's not Kerry, well, there's two, is Dr. Kate, who I love.
Yes.
But Carolyn, I love. I will give her every cent I have. Whatever she wants, I'm there. She is spectacular. But the rest are all Kerrys.
So this week we have Sake drinking as an activity.
Just like us.
Exactly. FaceTime with a cat.
Just like me.
Yes. And a pachinko cult in the Twilight Zone. Favorite line.
Anything. That is so perfect. It's so perfect. It's real visual.
I love just picturing her just shit-faced at the end of the night, just wandering into the hotel bar and like accidentally coming across.
We've all been there. We've all been there, Sam.
Oh my God. So the episode starts, we get the previously on, which is quite brief this week, and it basically just reminds us that we're going to Tokyo and that the reason behind the trip is that Caroline's mum is unwell and Terry wants to cheer her up. So
God, I think we all need a Terry in our life.
I know. So Terry's quote unquote organised this trip for the girls. And unfortunately, Victoria can't make it because she's in Saint-Tropez, darling.
Do you know what's funny is that even with the FaceTime, I did not miss Victoria once.
I
know she's a fave. I know people really like her and she's a bit silly, but
yeah,
like, what would she have done in Tokyo?
Well,
it's kind of nice that she sat out, maybe.
I think you're right. And it's like, sometimes you get sad. You're like, oh no, someone's not coming to this part. Like when Terry was away and, you know, Chrissy didn't come for 5 minutes to the Gilgit
You know
thing.
that she was in a car park anyway, just waiting to come in.
She's literally doing laps around the property. But no, like it is good to have some of them sit out every now and then.
Because I think it would, if Victoria was there, the whole trip would have been around Kate and Victoria.
Exactly.
And it's kind of nice not to sit on that.
And we are done with the Furgate.
Furgate.
So we start with Chrissy on the phone with Victoria, who's still in Saint-Tropez and or Monaco.
Struggling to get a blowout.
Yeah, what was that? She's like,
That
well,
was-
it's no double bay. I can't find
Like
a
you could-
hairdresser anywhere.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, there's no one that could do a
You couldn't
blow
have got
wave.
Joe
like,
Bailey to go
Joe
with you on
Bailey.
your trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Milana, our favourite wannabe Australia's Next Top Model, has packed all of Chrissy's outfits.
Yes.
So we
dressy
have someone
cards.
to blame later on with that lime green monstrosity.
Halter neck dress.
It's like,
Which, I mean,
yeah,
it's kind of nice we saw it twice. And
yeah, in
we
the
like an
confessional.
outfit repeater in the Housewives world, don't we? Because most people don't repeat their outfits. They're one and done.
I feel like they didn't leave the hotel a whole lot, actually.
It looked like
Which-
they were just in the...
yeah.
or in the same block.
Yeah. Then we get Kate packing with her cat.
Been there.
Very
It's
cute.
a real struggle to pack with a cat.
Does the cat know when you're going away?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They've booked the travel for us. That's why.
They're like, get out.
Get out.
Get out of my
This
house.
is my house.
And then we go to Caroline's place. She's there with her gay bestie, Chris. And they're reminiscing about Japan in the 90s.
Oh, heaven.
Which, what I
to
would
be a
give.
fly on a wall.
What I would give. You got Brad Pitt,
Brad Pitt.
the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Heaven.
Who was not at these parties?
Just those two. And Carolyn.
She's breastfeeding Gigi with one hand and shotting sake. My note to the editors. So Victoria couldn't make the trip. Give Victoria's ticket to Chris.
That would have been nice. It would have been nice to see, like... Do you remember Ladies of London?
Yes.
Which has...
I can't say I finished it all, but I remember
Me
watching
either,
a little
but,
bit of it. Yeah.
Carolyn Stanbury started on that
Yes,
show, and she
Stanbury,
had like a
yes.
makeup artist, Luke,
Oh.
who also is friends with Dorinda, and he was on Ladies of
Dorinda.
London quite a lot, and would pop up as like doing her makeup, and was kind of a side character.
It's
and I
like
feel
Mikey
that-
Minden.
Mikey with Erica.
We could
These,
get
like,
Chris.
gay
Could
extras,
Chris
I
could
think
be
so.
the new Mikey
He's got
Minden.
it in him, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Do you remember? Did you ever watch the Pussycat Dolls? Search for the Next Doll. Did I make you watch that at some point?
When we lived together, actually. When we lived together, you made me watch it.
So that's where Mikey Minden was first
Correct.
discovered. And now, look at him now.
Look at him now.
He's dating some random hottie
Hot.
from the
Oh my
fucking Magic Mike
He's done
show.
well for himself.
Put Chris on the show. I'm into it. They're having some champers at the Qantas Lounge, I want to say. Some lounge at the airport.
Yeah.
Then they're on the plane. We get Kate fucking around with some
Crawl-
face
Do you know what?
masks.
I thought that was so cute. Kate, you had
was
me
really-
you had me at face mask.
It was
you had me at
cute.
many things, but that was so funny, and I was like, I think we would all be friends and partying with Kate, and I think Kate's
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah, she's having a
Silly.
good time
She's having a good time.
on the plane. I did
Yeah.
feel for some of the other people in business class
Well,
staring
it's
at
their fault for not getting cast on the show.
Exactly. And then we arrive in Tokyo.
Quick
We're
trip.
finally there. They settle into the hotel in Shinjuku.
Gorgeous
and
rooms.
Stunning.
And big.
I can't
Nice
say I've
suites.
stayed in a room this size.
Me
in
either.
Japan
But you've got to be
before.
friends with Terry.
Exactly.
That's what she could organise. Then I'm there.
Exactly. Then there's more champagne on
Love it.
arrival at the hotel. And they're like, is this for us? It was a bit awkward. Like, can we have this? Like, no.
It's like they didn't have a producer run them through to go, yep, you're going to walk through here and you're going to have that champagne there.
Exactly.
And that person is who you're going to speak to.
Exactly. It's like, no, it's for the other
The other
six
housewives
women.
that are coming.
Yeah.
Housewives of Dubai.
Yeah, they're in next week.
Oh my God, totally.
Then Caroline teaches the girls kanpai and how to be respectful, which, okay, now that we're
I
doing
think
that,
that, like, we
let's
need
have
to.
another, so we're just pouring some more sake.
Out of
bear with.
respect and courtesy.
Yeah. It would be disrespectful not to drink an entire bottle of sake during this recap. Kanpai, doll?
Kanpai.
Yeah. Nicole tells us she likes the toilets.
I mean, me too.
I would have liked a full tutorial
Yes.
from one of the ladies.
Yes. Like, do you watch OC?
Yeah.
And when Shannon had the new gen, who was like the third gen to join the show.
Too many, and they're
to
all
have the,
blonde, and
they're
it's
all
like,
blonde and they're all the
it's
same. But they filmed her having a colostomy bag set
That's
up. For
right.
her, like, what is that actually called?
that was wild.
wild.
that
And they
did
had the
that.
door open and
There's
camera
like
jig.
shit coming out of her
I was
ass.
like, what?
That was
I
a
cannot
lot.
believe we're watching
I
this.
know.
But we needed something like that. Something a bit
I
lighthearted.
know. If you're gonna show me your colostomy bag, at least hand me a taco.
Oh my God. Yes, that
Tagline of the
line.
year.
I can't handle that
Tagline
line.
of the
Wow. Wow.
Okay, then we get Terry checking in on Caroline, which is nice.
Yes.
Saying, how's your mum going? How is everything? And Caroline's very grateful that Terry's looking out for her, which I thought was a cute little moment.
Very cute moment. Very cute.
Last we hear of that.
But also when they fell on the bed, I thought I love how we delve into lesbian territory quite a lot with this group. All real subtle hints of queer icons, I think. I think we've got some things going because then they all giggle about like, oh, we're on the bed and oh, my boobs are falling out. And it was like, I love that coded content.
They are, you're right. There's a whole
lesbians rejoice.
There's a whole fan fiction universe
think so.
waiting to be written about these women. Then we go to the College of Aesthetics, which I believe you graduated from
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with
College of
high
Aesthetics with
distinction.
high distinctions. I actually was kicked out. I'm not
You're
aesthetic
a
enough.
What is it? Beauty school dropout, College of Aesthetics dropout. And the gorgeous woman tells us that, look, there's however many kimono
Wow.
to choose from, and the most important person goes first, which I
Love
was like,
this.
is this a custom or has the producers just
I
worded her up?
loved this so much because Carolyn is the most important.
Well, I love that they're all bickering about it, and she's just like, all right,
No, it's me.
fuck you. It's
Brilliant.
clearly me.
But she didn't choose the one that I thought.
Oh, I thought she was going to pick that one too, the one that
sparkly
Sally ended
blue?
up with.
Oh,
no,
the
oh,
one
sparkly
next
blue.
to,
I
yeah.
thought she was going to because it was just the biggest.
And flouncy and it went.
Yeah,
And she went for the
it
kind
was
of
wearing Sally.
tiger stripe.
Sally was not wearing that.
No,
kimono.
but also remember that every time that she appeared on the screen, I was like, who is that? You're like,
Yes.
that's Sally. I feel so bad.
I
Sally,
know.
the other Carrie. What kimono would you have chosen?
I would have picked the big crazy one. It was like
You wanna
some
stand out.
Liberace kimono shit. It was stunning. Like it was insane. It was
know.
literally like they were all beautiful, but they were quite
Yeah.
stock standard. And then there was that one that looked
You want to dress the
like
F up. You've gone to
Eurovision
Tokyo.
does kimono. Then Caroline teaches us our next Japanese word, which is sugoi.
Sugoi.
And then they try and tape down Caroline's tits because they're too big to fit into the kimono.
You don't spend that much time, money, and effort to look like that for your boobs to be pushed down.
It was disappointing.
Disappointing. Is there not like sexy
Yeah.
kimonos that could have your
I
boobs
know.
out?
She did very well. I thought
I
she
think
was
she did
very
too.
respectful.
Very
I would have been like, come on,
Yeah. I think she did well.
get the girls out. Yeah, this was the bit where I'm like, I would way rather just see them like walking into a Family Mart and like buying a piece of fried chicken. Like that's my Japan experience.
Mine. And I think it's everybody's.
Exactly.
It's everybody's. It's getting
Tea
beers
ceremony,
and
what?
walking through Shibuya Crossing with a beer.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Maybe next
apparently
episode.
only Aussies do that. But
Of course we do.
we can't
Like,
help
what?
ourselves.
Oh, I'm in somewhere where I can
Oh,
have a
beers
beer on the street.
street.
Oh, crazy.
We live in such a nanny state.
Oh, exactly. And just no one is like, everyone's too polite. They're not going to tell you to stop doing it.
No.
Then Caroline's in the bath, which is so good.
So
She's
gorgeous.
coming for Meredith Marks's gig. She's in
Yes,
the bath. She's on the phone to
yes.
Chris. And poor Chris is just, at home.
He's in Sydney waiting for Caroline to come back.
He's taken loads in that apartment. The
was dancing at
Sniffies is
hardcore.
loaded up.
Sniffies.
Honey, Chris is getting railed underneath that
and
neon sign,
As
honey.
he should.
Yeah.
As we all should. I hope everyone does.
They moved to the Kaiseki restaurant. It's gorgeous. Private dining room.
Incredible.
They've all got to cross their legs. Oh, this
Wait.
is the Barbie toes.
But everyone had Barbie feet. It's like they walked into that room with no shoes but little sockets on tippy toes. They look like they had Barbie feet.
I don't think they were worded up
I had to
that
go
they had
back
to take
and-
their shoes off. And they were all wearing the
No, like,
ugliest
oh.
little Kmart sockets.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they were just sort of like, oh, we look better with our toes pointed in these dresses.
It's rookie era. It's like if you booked a trip to Japan, pedicure before you go because
yeah,
your
first
feet
thing.
are going to be out more
there.
than you've ever thought.
And if it's 40 degrees at 9
Oh,
a.m. or 10
honey.
a.m. in the morning, your feet are going to be out.
Exactly. They're popping bottles of Verve. They're shotting sake, which, speaking of, shall we?
Shall we? We shall.
Gloop, 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 gloop.
It's turning to an ASMR podcast. Everyone will
It's a
complain
sake
about
tasting
us
podcast.
sipping the kanpai.
This gunpowder. Oh, sorry, how rude of me. This is very nice. I love my favorite bit from this was the lady popping open the bottle of champagne and her cheeky little face. She was like, "Oh,
That was
not
it was so
me."
beautiful.
She was lovely.
It was so beautiful. I think they caught real magic in that
They
shot.
did.
They really did.
And the food looked stunning,
Incredible.
beautiful.
Picturesque.
It's all delicate and gorgeous. Nicole really cannot hide. She has no poker face when she goes, "Oh, so what language did you? What was the language that you studied in it?
Oh my God.
Oh, it was English.
What a way to cut someone down who's lived in Japan.
Oh, so you didn't.
Oh,
so you didn't learn Japanese.
Oh, you learned that. Oh, you meant an international.
I was just checking.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because I thought
Because
we
when
were
I
having.
studied in Australia, I learnt it in English too. Yeah. It was wild. Like, real, like, little slap to the face.
It
It's like,
was.
I think hearing about someone's special experience that none of those women at that
Exactly.
table would have had.
She was fucking Brad Pitt.
And rather than,
like, come
rather
on.
than just kind of enjoy it and celebrate her moment, she just was like, oh.
Cut her down. But then Caroline gets her back by pretending to read the menu and saying, the menu says, you've all got fucking Barbie feet and sorry about it. Which I thought was really
Caroline
funny.
cracks me up. I think she just really is the best character on this show.
Yeah.
I think her one-liners are, I think, fan favorite, but maybe some
yeah.
other people might feel differently, but she's so funny.
I think she's sort of like MVP for me in terms
Yeah.
of like, she contributes a lot. She's being herself. I think she was warmed into it. The first few episodes, she was uncomfortable on camera.
Yeah.
Now she's really hit her strides.
Yeah.
So then we learn that Kate has been to Japan before because her fiance, her ex-fiance, was half Japanese.
Incredible.
Crazy. And then she kind of goes into the story about how like, oh, I wasn't really that into him, but I kind of just went with it for a few years.
When you're 20, I mean, can relate. I think you do lots of things that you're not really that sure about, but you go, okay, it feels okay. I'm not in harm.
They bought a house
They
together.
bought a house together at 20?
Yeah. I think, she's learnt a lot.
I was barely
through this
buying my own drinks at 20. I mean,
Well, honey,
and now at
you've
32.
never bought your own drink. Don't be stupid. Yeah, so that was kind of good. And then this is when there's like, and fuck the minutia of like what this bit is so nothing. Like blink and you'll miss it. But it's kind of like there's this triangle standoff between Chrissy and Terry and Kate, where it's like Kate's a little bit awkward, and then Chrissy sort of chimes in. and they're all trying to make Kate feel comfortable. And then Terry comes out with, "Oh, do you know what my advice is, Kate? Just be who you want to be."
I mean, pretty solid advice.
Be who you want to be, which seems to upset a few people. Like, not hugely, but like Nicole and Sally are both kind of like, yeah, duh. She's already doing that. Like, she doesn't need you to say that. And it's a little bit awkward. And I think Chrissy's a little bit like, gotcha in this moment, because up until now, you know, like Terry's been out of action in Portugal. And I feel like Chrissy's been waiting for an opportunity to like throw Terry under the bus, because like to get her back.
Correct. I think so.
Is that what's happening here?
I think so. I think there's also a thing where maybe because Kate's kind of quite younger of the group, or
Yeah.
I think they just kind of throw stuff at her going like, yeah, you'll deal with this, you deal with this. But Kate has a lot of like bark back.
Yes.
Like she's able to kind of just go, meh, whatever. And I think she's gotten to the point where she's like, I kind of don't care what any of you say.
And you can see her face.
She's really
at the dinner.
ambivalent at the dinner.
She's like doing that
like,
smile where it's like, don't fucking, if you keep talking, I'm getting mad. So just let's smile and nod. She's kind of doing that face.
Exactly.
And they kind of move on, which is good. And then Terry tells us now that there's 2 activities tomorrow. One of them is sushi making. God. And then one of them is sake making. No, wait. Tasting.
Making?
No, wait. Just drink. No, we're just going to go to the hotel bar and we're just going to get shit
It's
faced.
sake. Looking. We're just looking at
We're
sake.
just looking at sake.
Yeah, we're just looking. That is so funny. And it's also so me, because I really mix up my words quite a lot. I really recognize that moment when you make an announcement and then you go, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I've given everyone my credit card details.
But once again, we're getting 2 activities where one is an activity and one is just get drunk. And I like this.
Well, which one would you want to be in?
What do you think? The get drunk activity.
Absolutely. We both said that to each other in the screening. We were
as fun as the sushi looks, it's like,
although it did look really fun, and I thought like the dancing with the maker was really cute. But I have to say, Kate with the knife, it was very Britney dancing with knives.
It was.
It was. I lived. I saw it, and I just
her
saw
little eyes
lit up, and she was just like feeling special.
Before that, though, we've got Chrissy and Caroline hungover at the hotel. And this is where we get our royalty-free Japanese music, courtesy of Tim Sims. Love your work.
Love. It was like, big fan.
Night out, futari de. Something. It was great. Chrissy says snake. Chrissy says sake can sneak up on you.
It can.
Caroline's
I once went mute on sake.
No.
Yeah, like full zombie in Tokyo mute. Yeah.
What?
It was incredible. It was fab.
So there is a way to shut you up.
There is a way.
Keep that in mind.
Keep the sake up,
Keep
Sam.
Shall we? Well, one more.
We should one more.
Number 4. Oh yeah, we're getting through this bottle. I can't buy. This is where Caroline tells us that last night, in a zombie-like state, similar to you in Japan, she wandered into a pachinko cult. Oh,
look, I just want to be on her shoulder. I want to be in her pocket. I want to be.
Where was the camera crew at this
Where were
point?
they? Where were they?
Do you reckon she like lost them like on purpose?
Yes.
She like hopped on a subway.
I reckon it'd be really hard to keep up with her.
Yeah.
As a camera crew, I think she'd just be really putting him through a ringer.
She like ripped off the mic, jumped
like,
on a train.
I'm going to do my thing. Brad Pitt's here.
Exactly. She's like,
the Red Hot Chili Peppers are down the
Mick
road.
Jagger is performing down the road. Take my child. Caroline was wasted and she didn't notice any tension between the girls last night, which looked like I didn't. Like,
it wasn't a great deal of tension.
It was so subtle.
It was really subtle.
And yeah.
But were they just saying it was tension just for a bit more plot or storyline to what's to come?
No, I think it was there because obviously it riled everyone up a bit. Kate at this point is on some higher, like some bigger person shit. And she's just like, what? People are fighting about me? I don't really care. Yeah. But as we see, Chrissy and Terry get into it. Then Chrissy's like, I'm ready for some hair of the dog. Goodbye. I mean, can't pie.
I mean,
classic Chewy.
She's
the sushi making group is like the good girls. It's like the well-behaved group. You've got Sally, Nicole, and Kate.
I mean, not a lot happens here.
A little bit snooze. It was cute.
Yeah,
the dancing was cute. But then we get the naughty girls doing the sake drinking.
Perfect.
Chrissy, Terry, and Caroline. It was just at the hotel bar, though.
I'm not mad.
I'm not mad about it, but like, come on.
But if I was in that cast and I was sent on this trip, I'd say, come on.
Can I leave
Where
the
else are we
fucking
gonna go?
hotel?
Surely there's another kind of sake bar you could take us to.
Exactly. They walk in and Kenji goes, "What's up?"
That's so beautiful. Incredible. Comic timing.
Loved Kenji. And the translator explains to them that they're going to taste 8 sakes. And Caroline's outfit. This is my outfit of the fucking season.
Her walk in to that
Like
hotel bar was like butter. She was moving like butter. Silky. I mean, if I look like that, I would be. I do look like that, and I do walk like that. Sue
in my
me.
mind, I look like that at all times. But she walks in. They start talking about the awkwardness of the kaiseki situation.
Yes.
Chrissy says that Terry hasn't been treating her the best recently, which I'm kind of like, was some of that off camera? Because I have not seen her treat you like shit, Chrissy.
Yeah, maybe we're not privy to something really happening, or some sassiness, or maybe they don't travel well together.
Maybe.
I mean, it's hard traveling with friends, and it's also cast members of shows.
Exactly. And they were friends before the show. So I feel like it's one of those situations where, unfortunately, now they're on the show together, and I think there's an expectation that they're going to like have each other's back on camera. And Terry hasn't quite done that. They might have even made a deal or something beforehand.
I think
Who knows? And Terry's kind of just going with it now. But she's also like trying to help Chrissy. She's trying to like lead Chrissy to not be so loose-lipped and stuff.
I think so. I think there's also where we're getting to the end of the season. We're episode 8 of 10.
Yeah,
we've got to end on some
over.
big drama to keep us captivated for next season. And so if they invite people back, Terry and Kerry, Chrissy, see what I mean?
Both of the Kerrys will be back.
Just 2 Kerrys out of all the Kerrys, and Kate will be there.
I think you're right. I think there's a bit of strategy.
Bit of crescendo. Yeah.
Chrissy, ever since Kilcare, she says that Terry has been jabbing her. This is Chrissy. She's like, she's been jabbing me.
Well, takes one to know one, because Kerry Chrissy is the jabbiest of all. Everything she says to everyone, I think, has...
She's jabby.
She's jabby.
But, like, it's normally fun. She's kind of one of those friends, and I kind of relate to this, too, because it's like, you're up here, you're on your night out, you're having fun, and then, like, all of a sudden, you just slightly cross the line, and then someone's upset, and it's like, fuck.
I do that, too.
Yeah.
Look, I do that, too.
Yeah.
I think in maybe Kerry Chrissy's mind, she's a bit LVP. She thinks she's, like, really funny and sexy and saucy, when really she's just being a cunt.
True. She doesn't have the same delivery as an LVP.
There's no joke.
Her words kind of like, she's
real clunky, and they come across as nasty or
like
jabby.
At Kate's birthday party, where she just like grabbed the mic off the drag queen and was like, "Hey everyone!"
Oh my god! But also, like, one drag queen taking a mic off another drag queen is kind of fair, but never take a mic from a drag queen. We all know. And that
Chrissy,
rule.
honey, don't get it twisted. I love your ass, but we're just trying to help you here.
We are
just
trying to
giving
help
constructive feedback. Like,
be a bit more fun. Be a bit more light. Come on.
Yeah, and also
come on, doll.
Have a laugh at yourself, you know, because Terry's quite shocked at this feedback at this point. She's like,
surprised.
What? She's like, am I really being shit, or are you just? I think Chrissy was capitalizing on. She finally had something she was allowed to be pissed off about, because everyone else has been pissed off at her. So now she's like, finally, my turn.
Yeah.
Back at sushi with Yoshi, they're dancing. That's about it.
And that was a cute 30 seconds, and then we can go back to the sake tasting.
And then we go back to sake. Chrissy's really getting into it now. Terry says that the Kilcare situation was that she called Chrissy a shit stirrer, and it was kind of just calling her out because that's what she is, and it was in retaliation for being called Switzerland. And then Terry goes, "If you can't handle the heat, then get out of the kitchen."
The accent is really something.
It's great.
It's really something.
It's great.
I can't place it. anywhere.
Yeah. I can't quite do it.
It's
but
not double bay. It's
fun.
not like what is that?
It's pretty
And she-
Sydney though, isn't it?
She was
It's
saying
very
like she was saying friend is frond.
yeah, frond.
Frond.
She's like,
We are
"Oh,
fronds.
My frond.
My frond.
We've been friends
Forever.
forever.
Yeah.
And then Chrissy really victims it up, and
She sees her moment and she
waterworks.
legs it.
She's done this strategy before at the Kilcare dinner. She just starts crying. She's like, "Oh, it's too much."
Correct.
Can also relate to this one, Chrissy. It's all good. And Terry calls her a gaslighter. Not wrong. Chrissy storms off and goes, "Get this mic off me," which I was like, finally, these are my favourite moments on
I know,
the
but
show, when they break the fourth wall and they're like, production, get this fucking mic off.
They are not popular enough or famous enough or in season enough to be storming off that show.
True.
And every moment on camera counts. So why leave it?
And this drama is so low stakes that the
Way too
storm off
low.
is like
Way too
quite
low.
hilarious to
Yeah.
me. Caroline hangs out with the sake and says, "What a waste of an outfit."
Oh God, she's just so beautiful.
It was such a Samantha Jones delivery.
Like-
She was like, "Well, if I'm here with this sake,
Suck
someone
it
better
to me.
someone better come up and
Sucking
fuck
me
me
off.
on this. Sucking me off, yes. She really is the Samantha Jones.
And she was just so beautiful and classy, just sitting at that bar, drinking the sake and going,
Ooh, delicious.
She
Back
is
in
just
the
heaven.
90s, let me tell you, honey. Oh,
She's
was it
just-
now? There was a point when she tells us about there was a time in the 90s where she falls off the bar and smashes all the bottles.
I think that's when they go to the 27
Oh.
Club.
Yes, well, yeah, we're not. At the
Yes,
27
and she
Club
takes out all the barmen. Heaven.
Would pay
Carolyn,
for that
I love
footage.
you. I just love you. Please no.
All right, then we get Kate FaceTiming her cat, which, I mean, look, she was really just looking at the nanny cam.
The nanny cam.
But the editors did a good job of putting some meows.
I think they were just like, we've all got to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
They're
we'll get it
really-
with each cast member. You FaceTime someone, you FaceTime. Kate, you've got to FaceTime.
You
Let's do your cat.
And just all I could have echoing in the back of my head was Victoria Montano going, "Well, you do have a cat."
I mean, famously, anyone who has a cat is a lesbian.
Oh, of
Or
course.
potentially.
Anyone that lives alone with a cat is therefore clearly a lesbian. Chrissy regrets not doing the sushi, and Nicole's asking her about it, like, what happened? Oh my God. And she goes, "Well, I was left hysterically in tears."
If that's hysterical and tears, then
Yeah.
I must be
Yeah.
blind. She's gaslighting us all because I don't think she was hysterical.
No, she just wants this moment. She wants this to be her moment. And
If
You
that
know
was you
what?
or I, we would have thrown a glass. That we would have done something. We would have like, you know, Lisa Rinna smashed a glass and gone,
exactly.
"You stay away from my husband," or
Angie-
something. Just
Angie K
storm
last
out.
week,
Oh my
throwing the
God,
glass,
throwing the
and
glass.
no one batting an
No one
eyelid.
reacted.
That's where we're at.
Hoppa!
Oh, Caroline and Terry are also back at the hotel where we spend a lot of time. Terry says that the Kate and Chrissy stuff isn't quite done yet, but it makes it very uncomfortable for the entire group. And Terry goes, "You can cut the tension between them with a knife."
With the knife that Kate was dancing with.
that exact knife. With a
Only
sushi
that
grade
one.
knife.
With the sushi grade knife.
And it's not pleasant. And look, I feel like we can't see it, but I'm with Terry on this. Like, I can just imagine, knowing
Same.
Chrissy's personality and Kate's personality, I feel like in a group, they still haven't quite figured out how they find each other. And it
Yeah.
would make it uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
I think there might also be a bit of a realizing that most people in the group really like Kate, and to fight with Kate this early on, or to have these weird arguments with her about her life, or pretend lesbianism, or whatever it might be, I think she might be evaluating her season 2 strategy.
Absolutely. And I think Terry as well, back to her nickname, Switzerland, she really is, I think her intention anyway, is to try and mend fences with Chrissy and Kate. But
Yeah.
she's just kind of gone about it wrong because Chrissy's not in the mood for constructive feedback.
And I don't think she ever will.
No, but also it's kind of in Chrissy's defense, I feel like that moment has gone. yes, you were in Portugal or whatever, Terry, but like just maybe like just let them move on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't bring it up. I think,
Yeah.
what's the phrase someone brings up? They're like putting sticky tape on the can of worms. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that. It's like maybe just throw the can out. Next, we have Caroline and Terry. Caroline says, Chrissy feels like you've got a really close friendship, but now that Kate's here, you've got her back instead of hers. So the accusation there is that, you know, Chrissy and Terry have been good friends and they owe each other that loyalty. Terry says, just because we're friends doesn't mean I have to agree with everything she says and does. Terry doesn't want to feel like Chrissy's dictating her allegiances or telling her who she can be friends with. So I kind of get that.
I get that.
That kind of thing is annoying. And then being on TV, it's like, you know.
But this show's all about, you know, alliances and shifting alliances.
Yes.
And to some degree, everyone's a bit Switzerland. And in this show, this season, everyone's shifting.
Yes.
Like, I think everyone's playing each other off. And it's probably less obvious than it is, say, like a Beverly Hills or a Potomac, or when people really divide a line. Here, everyone's just kind of playing each other off in hopes of season 3, I think.
Totally. Terry says she wants to go back to being Switzerland. It's nicer there. And Caroline says, yes, there's less taxes.
Less taxes.
Which I'm like,
God.
I don't know about that, isn't
I think
Switzerland
it's highly
famously,
taxed.
isn't that where all the big banks are? Anyway, then we get our night out in Shinjuku finally. And surprise, surprise, Sally hasn't been out in over a decade. The 27 Club.
I love that this is Sally's first foray back out into nightlife.
Is a bar called the 27 Club, which I was like, ooh, that is a choice.
A real
of
choice.
name.
It's very edgy.
Yeah.
Very, very edgy.
Terry fills Kate in on the drama for the first time. So I feel like Kate didn't know what was going on until now. She's literally just like, la, 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 having a great time.
Correct.
And Kate's like, what? We've got an issue? I thought everything was fine. And Terry tells Kate, she feels I'm always sticking up for you. And then awkward Chrissy walks in that pink.
Wait, and this is where Kate's also in a pink dress and knee-high fishnet socks.
Yeah. The looks for the night out are
wow. I think Carolyn pulls it out again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The
Fashion
kind of
plate of the
it's
season.
Like a velvety thing.
Yeah, she just looks so luxurious and
she
rich
does.
and fab.
Yeah, she's knocking it out of the park this week.
Yeah.
Then the pole dancing show starts.
Wow. And do we see a clutched pearl on one person?
Yes.
Kate.
What? This was so. So I didn't get
lost.
it. Kate, were you upset because the women that you were with were being embarrassing because they were clapping?
And maybe it was no one else clapping in the club.
Maybe.
But I mean, when you see someone dancing or even like a burlesque
Yeah,
thing or
you
like
give 'em
cabaret
love.
vibes or
Yeah.
some sort of, if you're not going to tip dollars, at least clap and scream.
I thought
That's
it was
the least
weird.
you can do.
But she was very uncomfortable.
She just sat there.
She was like, oh, I feel like I'm with my mothers back at the school.
The folk festival.
Fete or the folk festival. I was like, I don't know.
Weird description.
I think she should have just gone with it and clapped.
Yeah. She looked a bit odd out.
Yeah.
No.
Then they rock up to the next bar. Terry takes a groupie with the staff and Chrissy reveals that she's thirsty.
Plot twist. I was wondering when they were taking that that selfie picture with the staff behind the bar, how many people they got in that picture. And do we know if she's actually posted it online?
Yeah, let's look it up later.
Have we seen? We'll have a look. We might have
depicts
to add
it
in
up.
an addendum after this, but or just add it to the Cringe's Real Pod.
I think there's one left in the bottle. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And she's done.
And she's done the
I
bottle.
can't buy.
Can't buy.
Was that
Respectfully.
five? Caroline loves that in Tokyo you can be extra, not like in the eastern suburbs where everyone's boring. And I was like, yes, you should move back to
Yeah,
Tokyo.
I think so.
I like that. And they could start.
But I watched the fuck out of that show of Caroline in Tokyo.
It'd be so good.
That
in the
that's
90s
something.
though.
Oh, I'd watch it now. Her like reclaiming her time and space. And
Her coming back and trying to recreate.
yes.
Oh, that's a good show.
I would watch that binge. Put that on.
Then finally Terry and Chrissy talk it out. So this is the final
Yes,
scene
and
of
Chrissy
the
took a while to get Terry away from what's the one I always forget? Sally. They were sitting at a table and took ages to get.
Oh, Sally's always getting in the way.
Always in the way, but took her ages to get Terry away from that table. They couldn't decide whether they were going to have this chat
they're
in
like,
this
"We're doing
tiny little
everything
bar,
out."
like this table or this table.
Yeah, they were trying so hard. Like, come on, you guys got to hash it
You've
out.
gotta hash it
now.
out, come on.
It's the end of the episode. Come on.
We want to go to bed. We want to go find some pachinko cult.
Caroline's got wandering of the streets.
Caroline's about to leave the bar.
Chrissy thinks Terry is Team Kate now, and that's how she kind of opens with the chat. But I don't know. I don't think Chrissy has enough evidence of this. Certainly not on camera.
Not enough. But I think they're building up for Kerry Chrissy and Kerry Terry fight. I think they're the end of the season fight.
Yeah, which is good. I'm into this.
I think so.
This is going to be
both
the
are
big
powerful.
one. Yeah, they're both powerful. They're the characters on the show that I want to see fight.
We need the tension between them, and they know each other, so I feel like they're able to kind of cut a bit deeper.
Yeah. Chrissy's like, Kate and I are fine, which isn't true, really.
You know what FINE stands for? I love saying this when people say it. Feelings inside, not expressed. So if Kate and I are fine, you know it's not fine.
You have just blown my mind with that. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
We are fine. Feelings inside, not expressed. True.
Some things not expressed there.
Chrissy says Terry blames her for everything. And then Chrissy gets pretty bad at Terry at this point. And Terry goes, is she upset for me calling her out as a shit stirrer? Facts are facts. And I only speak the truth.
The facts are facting.
The facts are
and the
facting.
truth is truthing.
The truth is truthing, darling. And then Chrissy's like, whatever, let's have some fun. And Terry goes, yeah, well, that'd be nice.
That would be nice. That would be
That's
nice.
how we end the episode with a passive-aggressive exchange.
And what a way to end. We love a little passag
moment.
between close friends. That could really shift universes.
What are your hopes and predictions for the final 2 episodes of the season?
Do you know, I just don't even know. I want more tension. I want more drama. I want more Carolyn. I just love her. Like, just give me a show of just her. She's heaven.
It would be good. Maybe even her and Byron Bay or Burning Man. Just
her and Burning Man.
I'd follow.
Can we get tickets? I want to go with her. It'd be us, her gay, you and me. That would be heaven.
I'm in.
All right, we're doing it.
Stephen Wakefield, it's been a pleasure talking to you about the Real Housewives of Sydney. Where can our listeners find you online if they feel like stalking you?
I'm Sexy Wine Party on Instagram and Instagram only. Thanks so much for having me. This is a ball. It is my fave pod.
And all the best for the rest of Always Live.
Thank you.
2023.
Thank you. We'll see you at some more shows.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stephen Wakefield, what a lovely treat. Next week is the penultimate episode of the season. See you then. Until then, matane.